So once again, and please come back to Shiva Sutras, this chapter, the third sections and Sutra number 1. Now I tried to read the Sanskrit comments. What they try to explain about Atma Chitam. Yadetat Visaya Vasana Shuritatvad Nityam. Chitta, the mind, is that which is colored with the desires for sense. Objects always engage in the activities of their assentment. Say, yatattam visaya vasana swaritatvad nityam. Tada adhyavasaya adi vyapara budhaya hankrumanurupam chitam. Tadeva tati chidatma chit atma का स्वरूप व्याख्याय सत्वादिवृत्त्या वलंब अनेन योगी संचरति इति आत्मा अणु रित्यर्थः न तु चित् एकरूपस्यास्य अतनमस्मि अत एव चैतन्यमात्मा इति स्वभावभूतानास्ति कैस्तत्व स्वरूप प्रतिपादेन प्रतिपादने आशयेन पूर्वमात्मा लक्षितः इदानीतुम् एत अदीय संकोचाव भास प्रधानन वदस्वचितेन इति न पूर्वा परवैषम्यम. They try to explain how we can define the Atma Chitam, or Chitam is Atma. These activities are carries on respectively by Buddhi, Ahankar, and Manasa. They say Chitta, the mind, is that which is colored with the desire for the sense object, is always engaged in the activities of their assentment, appropriation to self and thought construct. It means mind, always the full of thoughts. These activities are carried on respectively by Buddhi, Ahankar, and Manas. So whatever, and you understand the Chitta, soul activities are done by the Buddhi, Ahankar, and Manasa. Buddhi, the intellect; Ahankar, the ego; Manasa, mind. And you already understand the mind, the conscious mind, unconscious mind, or the subconscious mind, Jagrata, Swapna, and Susupti, the three states of the mind. Ahankar means absence of ignorance, and Buddhi, the intellect. It is these that constitute Chitta. It is this Chitta which is the individual, Atma or the Anu. It is called Atma because the word Atman is derived from the root at, which means to move constantly. Atati iti Atma. Atati iti Atma, that which moves on constant, is Atma. Owing the primal ignorance of its real nature, which is pure foundational consciousness, it moves on to various forms of existence by clinging to Sattva, Rajasa, and Tamasa. That is why it is known as Atma or the Anu. Really speaking, there is no wandering of Atma, which is purely consciousness. Therefore, in the first sutra of the first section, Chaitanya Atma, that we studied already, and already I reminded you very beginning. Atma is consciousness. Atma has been at first, so defined with the intention of expounding its inherent essential nature. Now, however, the definition is being given mainly from the standpoint of its appearance and the limitation. The definition is suitable to its condition of limitation, anabadasha. Therefore, there is no inconsistency between the previous and later definition. So here they try to explain how we have to understand Atma. So Atma here, they reminding you Atma Chaitanam, and here they say Atma Chitam. So therefore we have to understand, as per my understandings, then how Atma can Chita, Atma is mind. Then we have to understand a little bit what is actually mind here and how is mind function. But when Atma is Chitam, that going to more clear in further sutras. Like we study Yoga Sutras, very beginning you say Yoga Anusasanam, and yoga is all about discipline. But what is discipline? So we don't understand nothing. Who going to be disciplined? What has to be disciplined? So discipline means what? We are not disciplined, therefore we don't understand yoga. So therefore what has to be disciplined? Who going to discipline? Being a seeker, and as a aspirant, for example, as a yoga practitioner, what kind of discipline we have to imbibe? We have to adopt, or we have to learn, or we have to practice. What kind of discipline? Discipline is not possible in common world. That you know also. Your mind is never disciplined. So therefore we have all sufferings. If mind is already disciplined, it means to understand yoga, so we don't need any spiritual life. We are not disciplined, therefore we practice yoga. So we have to understand what is the definition of discipline in Yoga Sutras. That is very, very important. Most of the time we think we are disciplined. Actually not possible to be disciplined. As per the higher understanding Yoga Sutras, what I have been studying. I don't know what kind of definition you have been studying. But Yoga Sutra discipline means you have to over total master the mind. It means once you are enlightenment, only can be disciplined. Otherwise not possible. No matter what kind of educations you have, we never can be disciplined. So that is Patanjali explained Yoga Anusasanam. Anusasanam means discipline. Discipline only when you are over master the mind, when you attend samadhi, only can be disciplined. Common person cannot be disciplined, not possible. So far you are sufferings there, it means no disciplines are there. Disciplines means there are no sufferings. Am I clear that to you? Many people don't understand Yoga Sutra, the fast sutras. Most of the time people think we have a discipline, therefore they bring yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Sometimes people study grossly yama and niyama. So yama and niyama, when you study the 10 commandments, is the social disciplines. But this is not higher discipline. Higher discipline when you are over mastery of the conscious mind, subconscious mind, unconscious mind, where your expectations are desire states created. All your expectations, all your desires, the wantings started. That has to be disciplined properly. So therefore, without master of dharana, dhyana, samadhi, there will be no discipline. So you have to understand this. Once you are master of dharana, dhyana, samadhi, the concentration mind, the proper meditation, proper samadhi. So three things you need to adapt or to practice. Then master, then mind can be disciplined. Otherwise, not possible. There, so therefore, you have to understand. And Patanjali explain yoga anusasanam. Like we study Shiva Sutra, Atma Chaitanam, like this. So therefore, it's not get up early morning and going to practice asanas, that discipline. No, these are not, and that is not Patanjali try to explain. You understand only yoga when you have inner discipline is settled. That means inner mind. When your own mind under your own control. That is dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Dharana means proper concentration of mind. That the discipline comes. You withdrawing your mind from different objectives. Am I clear that? So therefore you have to start. There are inner disciplines. Then yama, niyama. So that is very good to have discipline, yama and niyama. That we study. But that is not enough to understand yoga. Similarly, you have to understand, they say Atmam Chaitanam or Atma Chitam. So here we have to understand Chaitanam, Atma, already they speak. Real speaking, there is no wandering of Atma, which is purely consciousness. Therefore, in the first sutra of the first section of the Shiva Sutra, Chaitanam Atma, the Atma is remain conscious. It means Atma is free. Atma has been at first so defined with the intention of expounding its inherent essential nature. Now, however, the definition is being given to mainly from the standpoint of its appearance in the limitation. The definition is suitable to its condition of limitation. Anavadasa, and that we are going to clear more later. Therefore, there is no inconsistency between the previous and the latter definition. Later we shall study what is mind here, what is the chitta. They say chitta sattva is called prakasha. Sattva means prakasha, the light, visible or manifestation. This is predominantly the attribute of buddhi. Rajas is the kankalya own steadiness. This is predominantly the attribute of manasa, tamasa, or is avarana, covering, concealed. They say that when it's aham, so mind is constituted of three: buddhi, aham, and manasa. The chitta, mind. So buddhi, intellect, aham, the ignorance. So ignorance happens because of avarana of a darkness. Avarana means covering up, covering, concealing. This is the attribute of the ahankara, inasmuch as is concealed the nature of the real self. When avarana is there, we don't see the light, we don't see the atma. Concealing, covering. Therefore, the statement of that atma clings to the sattva, rajasa, and tamasa signifies the fact that it uses buddhi, manasa, and ahankar for its expression in the lower planes. So mind, because we can't see the atma because of we have three gunas, sattva, rajasa, and tamasa. So we have three gunas. Seeing that fact that he uses buddhi, manas, and ahankar. Later we have to go to forward. So when lower planes means what? The samsara. So without mind, he can't actually live in the samsara, the lower plane of the consciousness. So mana, buddhi, ahankar, these all are functioning in your common lives. That common life can be suitable once you understand I am the Atma. Then you can guide the lower life, the life of your samsara beautifully. If once a master of Atma, because same time you are, if you are master of Atma Jnana, then naturally, and your mind can guided by Atma without any difficulties. So here, the beauty of spiritual life is to know yourself. But many people think, if I study spiritual science, I have to renounce everything. There is no meaningful. But actually, the beauty of Atmajnana is by knowing yourself, I am the Atma and I am free from all the sufferings. That wisdom helping you, your own mind, guiding in social levels without any sufferings. And that is the life of you can live the life of peace and happiness and harmony and also freedoms. So that you have to be very clear. So such a mind only can guide lower planes positively. So am I clear this point for you, to all of you? But you have to understand the housing, the sattva, rajasa, and tamas mind, the three state of the mind. The three state of the mind is saying, due to three state of the mind, also your buddhi works. You can have tamasic buddhi, tamasic intellect. Rasic intellect, and Sattvic intellect. We have three kinds of intellect also here, as per the gunas. We can be very negative, which is darkness, which is tamasic. We can be also positive, and sometimes sattva. Sattva is comes when you renounce, when you give up. That is also positive. But some rajasic mind is also give and take. And tamasic only simply receiving, not giving nothing. Rasic mind is giving and taking. Sattvic mind is simply to give. So this is the three state of the mind, three state of the gunas. So in our social life, we have to learn, and you see that in a sattvic mind, what happening? You simply give, and you feel very happy. And Rajasic when you give and take, and there is always suffering starts happiness. That is called business mind. We say give and take. You something give and we expect. Tamasic mind simply receiving. So you have to watch yourself how and when you are happy actually. And you must see that when you are so much expecting from your own self, forget the outside the world. For example, your own self, own mind. You are expecting so many things from your own body even. Own body. What you done with your own body when age of 10 or 20, when age of like 30, like 40, like 50, you can't expect the same thing from your own body. And sometimes you react, I can't do this. And sometimes you frustrated yourself. For example, knee problems or leg problems or anything happen in your physical body. You are not very happy. You are expecting something your own body as well. So therefore, that are called rajasic qualities. But once you are master of the mind means master of self. So naturally, we can guide your rajasic mind. But of course, even after enlightenment, you will carry the three state of the mind. That are called buddhi, aham, and manasa. Depends on how to use them. But still with you is not going to far from you. Hmm? But you must know how to use them. Anu, the minute, atomic. Anu is a normally this is a atomic energy, like electron protons. Minute atomic aware point, the universal consciousness limits itself to a point. Hence, the individual self is known as Anu. With that, you can study Anu. Anu here actually atomic. Electron protons, how the mind is functioning. So that is the reason. Sometimes this mind is nothing but bubble of waters. They say like bubbles. The water when bubbles happen is appears, disappear, appears, disappears, appear, disappears. Our mind is like that. So mind have the tremendous creating electron protons like the bubbles. So therefore, we never stable with our thoughts because this is the nature of mind. That how, and we most of the time very much tired in the life. No matter what you do, we are very much tired. Sometimes you don't do any work. Even you go to beautiful gardens, beautiful beach, even swimming the whole day, for example, you go into rivers, you go into sitting under sky, you are alone. Lot of nature, so much beautiful things, but still you feel tired. Why? You are, and nobody disturbing you. No one disturbing. You are alone, like a freedom. No one dominate you, nobody guiding you, nobody abuse you, nobody doing nothing with yourself. You are alone. And you are alone, as I say that. You are under sky. And there is a lot of beautiful panoramic clouds, ocean, stars, moons, whatever. But still, you feel tired. Why? Because your mind is creating tremendous desires, expectation. Every moment of your mind is creating, I want to do this, I want this, I will need to do this, I need this, I need this, I need this, I want this, I want to go there. You have so many things. And you can see that sometimes when you're alone, you are very much tired. You can check that. Huh? And when with some people, what happening? And when with some people, of course, your mind still occupied with the people, but also you feel tired. So no matter what you do, you remain tired because of your mind. Either you are alone, either with the people. Sometimes when with many people, you blame them. Oh, He's creating some problem. Let me alone. So I want to be alone. Why I need to spend the time with these people? I waste my time. But actually, you are wasting the time always. Eh? You are wasting the time always because mind with you. But most of the time, socially, we blame always. My father taking my time, my mother sucking my time, my friend sucking my time, my husband taking my time, my partner taking my time, my teacher taking my time, my guru taking time, right? All the time we blame to others, no matter. So when I say, oh, I have the precious time, you suck my time. That is how we say, actually not. If you go as per the science of enlightenment, your own mind has tremendous choices. You are with your teacher, that is your choice, not choice of someone. Not your father taking your time, not father sucking your time, or father use. No, you want to be with your father. You want to be with your parents' house. You want to be with your husband. You want to be with your teacher. You want to be in nature. You want to be beside a beach. You want to the go moon, for example. But still, still you are tied in the moon. Even you are right. No matter wherever you go and where you are, with whom you remain, you will be tired. This is the nature of the mind. So that is you study Rasik and Satik and Tamasic, three qualities. Am I clear that? You remain, you will be tired. So you must, what I tried to explain you here, but I'm speaking in the science of enlightenment. So therefore you have to understand, no one make you tired actually. No one taking your time. No one sucking you. No one abusing you. No one make you any problems with you. That the science of enlightenment. Because due to your own mind, due to your three gunas, rasik, tamasic, and sattvic, this is created the impressions. Even you come into this planet, you are born because of your mind. That what you create, I want born this planet. Sometimes you are very happy and you see some animals like cows, horse, elephants, butterflies. Sometimes you think, oh, I should be like butterfly, so I can fly freedom. Sometimes when you are a kid, you think you sometimes like a butterfly because butterfly is more free than you in your home, right? Sometimes butterfly and flying in the around the gardens, flying one flower to another flowers. And sometimes when a kid, we like to be a butterfly. We don't want a human being. So that kind of desires also we create. And sometimes you are born as a human being. This life, next life, you will be born as a butterfly. That's sure. If you desire for it. But you know that also butterfly is not free. Also die. Even freedom there. So a lot of butterflies sometimes die with a lot of wind, a lot of tsunami, a lot of things happens due to others. Similarly, sometimes you watch the ants. They walk in their own path. Bunch of association carry the food. We sometimes say, oh, I had to be like an ant. They're so free. They nobody disturb them. They can carry the food. When we're a kid, we can watch that, right? And we sometimes feel to be like a ant, but ants also not free because everybody have the mind. Sometimes we think we can be like a, sometimes people said me, oh, my cat is so nice. My cat is my best friend. Of course, cat also not free. You want to be cat also next life, but also not free. Sometimes say you want to be a dog also. Sometimes say, what kind of nasty dog this one? But your own dog is beautiful, but some other dogs are also very nasty too. They can bite you. They can bark. I don't like this dog so much barking all night. I can't sleep. My neighbors, they have the dog all the time barking, shouting. I want this dog has to be out of my around the house, the neighbors. You complain. Your own dog is beautiful, but the dog of barking. Sometimes you want to be like your own dog. So maybe next life I'll born like a dog. Yeah? Of course, we can born like a dog, but also not freedoms. So what I mean here, it is about science of enlightenment. We are so much attached. It's all about mind. So mind sometimes feel comfortable that you want to be. But when trouble comes, you don't accept it. You want to butterfly. But when tsunami comes, wind comes, weather comes, and butterfly die, you don't want to die. You want a butterfly, but you don't want to die. Only you are accepting one. So there is like this. So you are the human being, the mind, the mana, buddhi, and ahankar. So these are the creating the three state of the mind, intellects. So that we have to clear. But anyway, so this is the social life, and therefore you have to use these things. What I try to explain and about the Atma Chitam, so you have to be clear what is Chitta and how Chitta can function in a lower level of life. Lower level of life means survival. That is the lower level of life as per the spiritual world. But that you call life. That you call life. But that is the survival. So in living with her, I don't mean you have to hate everyone in your whole life. No. You have to stay with your parents, family, children, cat or rat or dog or whatever. But you have to understand not to blame. So that's what I mean. So you have to be educate yourself, and so you have to educate yourself how to understand your mind, how to understand your chitta, how to understand the atma. So the Shiva Sutra is all about science enlightenments. So, but of course, it's beautiful sutras. I personally love it. To not only teaching, out of teachings, I also learn a lot of things. So then they say there is another explanation, exposition. What they say is anapopaya, anapopaya, or anaba yoga is concerned with the anu, a mere point, or the empirical self. The first sutra therefore defines the nature of anu. Chitta, or the universal consciousness, during the course of manifestation becomes reduced to chitta, which consists of buddhi, manasa, and ahankar. The chitta becomes conditioned by its desire for the pleasure of the objects of sense. That you know. The chitta becomes conditioned by its desire for the pleasure of the object of sense. The constitutes of a buddhi is primarily sattva, that of manas is rajasa, and that of ahankar is tamasa. The three states of the mind they try to explain. They say chitta, or the universal consciousness during the course of manifestation, becomes reduced to chitta, which consists of buddhi. So buddhi relate buddhi, manas, and ahankara. So chitta becomes conditioned by its desires for the pleasure of the object of sense. The constituents of buddhi is primarily called sattva. That manasa is rajasa, and that of ahankara is tamasa. It is this chitta which is anu. This chitta or anu is called atma in this context. But you have to understand here. So chitta, when say atma is chitam, it means anu is this chitta is the anu and anu is the atma. Using buddhi, manasa, and ahankara, it moves about atati from the existence to the another. Chitta is anu or the atma, the individual self. When I call individual self, it is called jivatma or the atma. Individual self, we say jivatma, is in this context. Therefore, anupapaya is concerned with buddhi, manas, and ahankara. Bhaskar gives a different interpretations of this sutra. Bhaskaracharya. And Bhaskaracharya is one of the beautiful acharya. He was a great yogi who also and explained different sastras as well. According to him, the chitta and manas are synonymous. When manas is extroverted, then mentation is called sankalpa. When manas is introverted and is reflect on the self, it is a reflection known as mantra that we study already. Atma mantra, that all study. When atma, when you realize, manaha mantra, for example, that you already been studied before. So this reflection on the self, it is reflection known as mantra. When manas is torn inward, it can grasp the real nature of self. This interpretation does not seem to be borne out by the wording of sutras. But anyway, so that we are going to study. Asya chita swarapasya anavatmana, of this limited self whose nature is Chitta. When you say limited self is whose nature is Chitta, that you limited self Jivatma, that known as called Chitta as well. So Chitta have the Jivatma have the Chitta, that called limited consciousness. But that only can be unlimited consciousness Chitta when a person is seeker becoming enlightenment. That enlightenment means, and therefore is called Chitta or the universal consciousness. Chitta never translated as universal conscious. Chaitanya, and that is universal conscious. Chitta is conscious the mana, buddhi, and ahankar. So how can be universal consciousness? When and and when a seeker or aspirant understand I am not the body, not the mind, but I am the individual self, or I am the Atma, I am no more Jivatma, I am the Atma, the pure consciousness. That consciousness and can think Chitta is a universal consciousness. It means whatever decision taken by you, it will be bring only content, but absence of all difficulty and sufferings. So that is known as a Chitta in this context. Anyway, so this is Sutra of enlightenment. Then we are going to study Jnanam Bandhaha, that we can study. Second Sutra next time. So today, and will be this much. Do you have any questions? I never asked the questions, but anyway, I can give 2-3 minutes. If you have any questions, please. So, okay, already a lot of time now. So,
I need to digest a little bit.
okay, good. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Today is Saturday, so let our prayers for the happiness and harmony for all beings, let our prayers for liberation of all beings, and our prayers for one and all. So most of the people also request me for their prayers, and so let I put their name either consciously or unconsciously, so for their own benefits. May all beings coming out of all sufferings and miseries and live in peace and harmony. Om Trayambakam Yazamahe Shugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mritarmasyamamritan. Om Trayambakam Yazamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mritarmasyamamritan. Om Trayambakam Yazamahe Shugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mritarmasyamamritan. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gom Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thanks to all. So those who in America or Mexico, have a good day. To Talia especially. Mr. Atman, have a good evening. Good evening to all. Thank you. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Thank you, Shukriya.